That looks really funky like that, doesn't it? This is the second wind sheeter. Do you remember the second wind sheeter was all about it being the fabric? Now we're going to cut a rectangle out, and that's going to be the section that goes into here. So I'm just going to measure that because I can't remember how long I did it. Allowing 1/2 inch, 1.5 centimetre extra for seam allowance. So this one is roughly 35, okay? So starting on where the zip is at the front, measure 35 up, 35, rough, it's all roughly, because you might want it longer anyway, but I quite like the length of that one, so I'm going to do it the same. So, oh, it's that cutting a ready-made garment thing again. Okay, go for it. Ah! So you cut all the way along, try and cut fairly straight. It makes it easier if you fold it as you go, because then you know you're more or less getting it the same. So cut, 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 cut. See, look, I'm not being too fussy about it. Fold it over, fold it over, cut. Okay. Right, actually, I probably want these two to be more or less the same length. So this is the original wind sheeter where we applied the ribbing. And this is the one that we've just cut. So what we're going to do, right sides together, okay? We're going to stitch it all along without any gathering to the side seam. Look, can you see that? So we're going to stitch it all the way to the side seam, and we're going to do the same on the other side. So let's do that. So you may find it a bit tricky when you go backwards and forwards near the zip. And I'm sorry about that, but there's nothing I can do about that. So start, so it's a little bit of an angle there. It all makes sense to you afterwards. At the moment you're probably thinking, oh God. Now remember, we've got some big chunky things going on here, haven't we? We've got a big zip, and we've got, ow, that bit of cord, which are horrible to stitch through and often involves breaking needles. But look, we survived that, that's great. Let's go. Okay, great, this will be speeded up. So don't forget, stop at the side seam. So I'm coming to the side seam now. Backs and forwards, I'm going to stop there. We're basically doing the same as we did with the ribbing, where we do one side and then we do another side, and then we work with our excess fabric for the back. Does that sound like gobbledygook to you? It all makes sense in a minute. So you've got to do the same. You've got to do the same to the other side. When you do the other side, you won't be able to see all the fabric underneath, so you have to keep checking that it's flat, okay? So remember to stop at the sides. All the mats are all different sizes. All the mats are all different sizes, okay? So sometimes you would find that your extra wind sheet or the rectangle at the bottom is bigger, so you would need to gather it. Or sometimes you'll find that the original one is bigger. So it just means that we can just ease it all to fit. So I'm going to go and do that now on the sewing machine. Right, so I'm going to sew, for this I'm going to make sure the gathering is at the top. Lost my foot. Okay, now no pulling. I know that I need to ease my top.
Say that again.
Oh, no. Well, in my situation, no pulling because my bottom half is quite tight. So you just ease it all in to make it fit. It's a small area, so it'll be easy for you to do that. You'll be able to get away with it. Oh, it's so exciting. It's so exciting. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. Right. Are you ready? Let's see what it looks like. Give it a good shake. I mean, I haven't pressed it. I will insist upon people pressing and finishing off. Let's just have a look at what it looks like. Oh my God, it's fantastic. Right, look at that. That is just amazing, no? Don't you think that's great? Look at that. So, for this, remember, they were under £10 each, but you're not going yet because you haven't finished off yet. Always finish off your work. It will last longer, and it's just, you'll just feel more proud about it. So what I'm going to do for this, I'm going to go all the way round with my scissors and just trim it off so that the seam allowance is equal all the way round. So I've done it to about ½ centimetre, and now I'm just going to zigzag all of the edges just to finish off. So do that now. So you've got to put your sewing machine to zigzag. I use about number 4 and about number 3. Remember to change the stitch. Be careful of the zip. Oh look, and off we go. So we've done the zigzag. Okay, look, zigzag edge. I'm sorry to make you do that, but I think it's important. If you're going to do my tutorials, you do them properly. And now we're going to go to the ironing board. We've just got to press it, and then you can wear it. So pressing, really important. We want all that pulling, we want all of the pulling to be pressed out. So give it a little pull, press, little pull, press, go around the back. Now when we do the back, we've got all this gathering. I don't want to completely lose all that gathering, but I'm still going to press it just up to the ribbing. A bit more. Yeah. I hope you get as excited as I do about these tutorials. Really, when you've nearly finished something, it's like, oh my God, I can hardly wait. But you've got to wait till you've pressed it. Now we can try it. So let's see. Excuse me whilst I look in the mirror. Yeah, you know what? Look at that. Imagine if you wear it with a bell. Look at the back. So remember, this was 2 wind cheaters. They were less than £10 each. This has cost me 20 quid. And I don't know what you think, but I'm sure this is something that would normally be at least £200.